Hey, John Kavakis here. We just wrapped up a great weekend with Chicago Shenanigans. 3 days of visiting museums, having fellowship with each other, and playing with our models. So there have been a lot of coverage. Randy Rusk, Randy Schultz, Jeff Lane had coverage on social media, on the forums and all that. But I want to share with you the dealers that were there. Kelly went around both shows and talked to each of the dealers, and they're going to tell you what they had to offer and what their specials were, and I'm excited to share that with you. So let's get right to it and tour both shows. Now I'll have each dealer's contact information right after their segment, so you can contact them. If you see anything on their table, give them a call, send them an email, go to their website.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly Kavakis, and I am here at the 143rd and Automobilia Show in the outskirts of Chicago, Illinois, and I'd like to introduce you to a new dealer at Jeff Lane's show. Would you all please introduce yourselves?
Kim Genovese.
Armin Genovese.
The Genoveses, where did you all come in from?
South Mishawaka, Indiana.
Which is near?
South Bend.
Yes, the very famous South Bend. We were just saying Notre Dame. Or
Yep.
Notre Dame, depending on how you say it, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
Whether or not you're a Hoosier.
Yeah. Awesome. Well done.
Changes the pronunciation.
So tell me, this is your first time here. What have you brought with you to show the world? Because this is going to go out to a viewing audience, and they're interested to see what you have.
I've brought a collection of my built models that I've put together over the years, and just a handful of kits that I don't think I'll ever get to.
Oh, fascinating. So we could buy one of these kits and we could become you.
Very possibly. Start younger, though.
Something to aspire to.
There you go. Well done. Well done. So have you enjoyed the show so far?
Yeah.
Good,
Yep.
good.
And had some nice conversations with people.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of featuring this car today.
Oh, nice.
Tell
us about it.
It's got a little history. It's a model that I built for the Strictly 43rd contest years ago, and so it's got a lot of extra detail added to it. And I'd like to place it with somebody if I could, because it was a fun build, but now that it's done, it just kind of gathers dust. So
Needs to find its home.
I'd like to place it, and it's very well done. If I have to say so myself, and it actually got a couple of awards over the years at the contests that I've taken.
Fabulous. So you don't even have to say it yourself.
Nope.
The world has spoken.
It's in print someplace.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for taking time to chit chat with us.
No, we're glad to do it.
And we'll give the information to our listening audience, get that online so that they can contact you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now, of course, you're listening from home, and maybe you've missed the show and you've missed many of the fine dealers here. I'm here to introduce these dealers to you, and here's a very special guy. His name is Charlie Barnett, and he's going to tell us a little about himself and a little bit about what he has at his table. Charlie, tell us where you're from.
I'm from the UK, from England, Yorkshire in England.
So do you live there now and you come over
No,
just for the
that's
show?
correct. Yeah, I live there. I come across, taking this show, a couple of others. I like it across here, so any excuse to come across, I'm there.
You always get the long distance award then, don't you?
I think so.
Pretty much.
So, yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
What did you bring with you today to show everyone at home? And maybe point out to us what your favorite piece is.
Okay. Well, it's always hard to pick a favorite. I brought a
Sorry.
nice little selection, but let me see. We've got a very nice Motor City model here of a 1949 Oldsmobile Indianapolis pace car.
Beautiful.
Which is special.
Mm-hmm.
Next to it, we have a beautiful little Elegance model from a gentleman in France makes these, or made these. He's passed away now, unfortunately. It's a beautiful model of a 1957 Cadillac Eldorado Seville. And yeah, you have a lovely Minimark 1962 Chevrolet Corvette there. 62 Corvettes aren't often modeled, so that's a little unusual.
Yay, good.
So,
We like
yeah.
to see the unusual.
Well, that's right.
I think
yes,
for collectors, they do want something that's
yes, they
unique.
Do. Yeah. Yes, we all like to have something the other guy hasn't got.
Yes, exactly.
That's always the case. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a big boys game and a big
Very,
girls game
very
too.
much so. Yes, yes, indeed.
Wonderful, yeah.
Yeah,
Was
that's
there
right.
anything else you'd like to tell the folks at home?
Get along here as quick as you can, if you can, or if not, there's a show tomorrow, just across the road from here at
That's right.
the Park Place at Countryside. Failing that,
You can be
keep on
reached online.
collecting. Oh yes, yes. I
Excellent.
don't have eBay. I don't have a website store.
But we can tap on you if we
but
need to.
yeah, that's right.
Excellent.
Yes,
That's what we'll do.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
liked your finishing line where you just said, and I stepped on top of you. You said,
No,
"Keep collecting."
that's right. Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
great.
As I've been saying to the guys here, there's always room for one more model in the collection.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right. Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much. Great to see you again. All right.
And I've got a couple here with me. This is Linda and Bob Short. Would you all tell us where you're from?
Waldorf, Maryland, which is south of DC.
There you go. They're actually our neighbors. We're over from Virginia. But anyway, it's good to see you guys again this year. And you have a big selection of treasures. Is there anything that is your favorite, or is there maybe a manufacturer that you particularly love and would like us to see?
No, not really. I like just about anything. I buy and sell the things I like.
There you go. Yeah, the selling the things you like is probably more difficult.
Yeah.
Yes, tends to work.
Not
like
everybody
that.
likes what I like.
Yes, I always think about, it's tough to sell something that you've invested your heart in, but you want to share the joy.
Yeah. Well, I do try to find things that are different from what everybody else has.
Cool.
Um,
I like that. I like that. Very nice.
That's about it.
Well,
Been doing this
Randy's
a
going
long
to show
time.
us. How long have you been doing it?
38 years.
That is a long time. That is a very
More than
long
half
time.
my life.
Yay! So you've definitely got experience doing this, and people are buying and selling, and so it's working.
I don't know that I ever got good enough at it, but I enjoy it.
Yay.
At this stage of my life, that's the whole thing about it.
That was what I was going to
it.
say. This stage of life.
Meet
That's
people.
awesome.
I've got a lot of friendships developed out of this over the last 30-some years.
Cool. Love it. Love it. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for agreeing to be on film, and we'll get your info out to everyone. If you see something you like, contact them. I'm sure they'll be happy to make a deal. And I'm here with Buzz. Buzz, what is your last name?
Kirkle.
Kirkle. And where are you from, Buzz Kirkle?
From right now, we're living in Cary, Illinois, which is northeastern Illinois, near Wisconsin.
Okay. And how long of a drive was it to get here for this show?
It's about 50 miles.
Okay, that's doable, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's there's no super highways. It's kind of all back roads.
And then it's doable with time. Well, tell me, you're something. Okay, this is like my general knowledge, but to me, you're like a hero in the hobby. I heard the word.
Been doing it a long time.
Well, I heard the name Buzz forever and ever and ever, and not that either of us are that old, but. Anyway, you must have some treasures to show us today, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, talk us through what you have.
Okay. These are 1947 Kaiser K100s. That was the entry-level Kaiser in their first year of production after World War II. And they haven't been built for a long, long time. And then we have some nice 56 DeSotos, a nice set, hardtop and convertible. Mm-hmm. Those are a fundraiser for one of the military supporting entities, what I'm trying to say. So they're kind of special.
Mm-hmm. They're beautiful. Bring that out. And let's let Randy get a close-up of those because the colors really are great. I don't know if you can see through the plexiglass. We're going to have to do another take on this. No, we have not been drinking. It's not that kind of a meeting.
It's better when it's live and impromptu, right? Hello. Okay.
This maybe it's a girl thing, but I love this color. It's
Yeah, this
beautiful.
is was a pretty popular color for DeSoto back in 1956. It was plum and lavender
Mm,
two-tone,
beautiful.
and one of the great colors of the 50s.
So you said this actually is a fundraiser, so you can get something that makes your heart happy
Mm-hmm.
and support someone else
Yep,
along the way
we're
as well.
supporting the veterans.
The veterans,
Um,
awesome. That's
so
wonderful. Did you see his shirt with the honor flight? We were talking just a few minutes ago about honor flight, and that
yeah,
I got to go with my dad when he landed in DC, and it's a wonderful thing to support our veterans.
yeah.
So just a little commercial break. Thank you for your service.
Thank them.
Buzz,
Yes.
anything else you'd like to point out to us? I didn't mean
Um,
to cut into your little time. Tell us what else you have
we
here.
have a case here with really nice cars at a great price, $99, your choice.
Nice.
A lot of these cars retailed for 150 or $200, and we've got some specials marked down to 99. But they're nice cars, nothing wrong with them. And
Beautiful.
uh, we have some other cars that supplies are very, very low. There might be only one each that are still available to the public. So get them before they're gone, folks.
There you go. You heard it here. Thanks
Yeah.
so much for listening. We'll see you again with our next dealer. And have I got a treat for you today? We're not at yesterday's show, the 143rd and Automobilia show. This is Jim Cowan. Jim, what show are we at?
Or Countryside.
Countryside. And have you been coming to Countryside very long?
Probably 10 years.
Okay, awesome. Jim, tell our people here who you are, what your company name is, and what you have today that is amazing, and they want to see it, they want to buy it.
So I'm Jim Cowan, founder and CEO of Automodello and Diechasm. My license plate is actually Diechasm as well, because Automodello doesn't fit on the license plate. We specialize in 143rd, which is where we started. Then we moved into 124th. Our biggest sellers of late are we did these GMC motorhomes. We originally did it in 3 colors. I sold my last one yesterday, which was Palm
Awesome.
Beach Green.
Very good.
So
Congratulations, by the way.
we did the Glacier White, which was recently featured in Old Cars magazine. We did the Hesketh Racing, which we're also selling as a set with the Hesketh race car. It was Model of the Month in Classic and Sports Car. Then we also came out with, at the same time, in 124th, the 1969 Kingswood Estate station wagon in 5 colors. The 2 standard editions are the yellow and the red, and the Encomium editions, which nobody can pronounce, is in blue, black, and silver. And then last fall, we came out with the Isogriffos, which most people don't know of if you're not into foreign cars. The Isogriffo was a Corvette 327 in an Italian body. They made about 450 cars. So we're like one of the last manufacturers in 124th. There are still low-end manufacturers, Welly, Mesto, Virago, but we're the sole guys in 124th at the high end. And we do runs anywhere from 200 to 400 cars. So we also buy collections. Now, the reason we originally got into buying collections is when Franklin Mint and Danbury Mint disappeared, it gave us a way to go find the 124th collector. However, as a result, we've had collectors come to us that have 143rd, 124th collections. The Ferraris that you see, of which there's about 150, we had a collector out of Michigan who he had 124th Corvettes and 143 Ferraris. People wanted to buy it separately. We were the only one that would buy it all as one, which is what he preferred. So that's why you'll see a bunch of 143rds. At the other end, I'll wait for Randy to catch up. These are from several collections. Mostly it's a space issue at a show, but we we have promos, we have old Mattel. Um, it's just fun. We have
So this
people.
stock rotates pretty much as you
Yeah,
sell?
yeah. We don't list, if it doesn't sell at shows like this, we put it on eBay. We don't have a store.
There you go. But they can also reach you at your website and say, hey, I saw XYZ.
Yeah,
Do you still have that?
yeah.
Awesome. I've got somebody to introduce you to. Did that come out right?
Yeah, I think an introduction, I think, is the perfect word for the
Yeah,
occasion.
there we go.
So
This is Derek Thomas. Derek, tell us a little bit about who you are, what your company is named, what you're representing. Why are you here today?
sure. So my company is Rail and Road Auctions. We are based out of Lafayette, Indiana, but I always tell people we are a local company that works at a national level. We specialize in transportation memorabilia, whether that's railroad, automotive, aviation, nautical. If it's transportation related, we're passionate about it. And so what brought us to the show today is we've just acquired a fairly large collection out of California, a lifelong collection that has everything from 143rd white metal, cars, all the way to license plates, license plate frames, vintage automotive photos. And so we wanted to get out to this show early and start letting people know, hey, this is what we have. We actually haven't even picked up the collection yet. The collection is still in California. So we'll be traveling to California to pick up this collection in early April, bring it back to our Indiana warehouse, and then begin the process of cataloging this collection so we can bring it to auction as we head into the summer, into this fall.
Super. How do we know how to contact you?
Sure. We are a very technologically focused company. You can find us on the internet at www.bidrar.com. That's the short URL. We also have rarauctions.com. And I think the important thing to note about our auctions is it doesn't matter where you're at in the world. You can participate in one of our events. We have really focused on auction day, we run a live audio and video stream. So while you're sitting there in the comfort of your home, you can have our audio and video on, and we bid call the auction just like you're there in person. And so we've really tried to, as the market has changed, make sure we bring that auction experience to you at home. And that way you can hear us, you can get up and walk away from your computer and I'll say, oh, we're now on lot 1025. So you can get up, you don't have to be paying attention the entire time, but you can still be present for the auction. So we've tried to bring that auction experience to you at home, but still give you the convenience of you've got a life. You don't want to sit there for 6 hours just to wait for your favorite thing to come up.
Nice. That's kind of what these little films are all about.
Sure.
We've got a whole audience at home that have never been here, never been able to travel,
Right.
maybe never will be able to. And now you're getting hooked up with Derek and his company, and you might be saying, ooh, I'd like to investigate this further. I've never considered something like this.
Sure. And like I said, again, local company, national marketplace, and especially, again, as the hobbies as a whole are continuing to change and develop and evolve.
Absolutely.
Most people have gotten very comfortable with the idea of participating in their hobby online, just like the forums. That's how our communities stay connected, is through digital. And so, like I said, for us, it's been okay. The buying needs to be a part of that as well, the buying and the selling. And so, again, as we continue to evolve as a company, it's how do we give people the opportunity to purchase what they're passionate about while still not leaving home.
Excellent. Yay. I'm glad you're here today.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for taking the time
Awesome.
with me.
And I would like you to meet another set of dealers. Today we have Dave and Carol Gilbert with us. Would you all tell us where you're from?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Ah, very good. Yay. So how long of a ride up was it for y'all?
That was about an 8-hour drive for us.
Okay, good deal.
But we're glad to be here.
We're glad that you're here too. Tell us today what you have on display. And after you've kind of walked us through a little bit, tell us what your favorite pieces are, what you'd like to tell everyone at home, what they're missing out on and what could be theirs.
All right. I wanted to bring a variety of things. I represent a lot of different brands, such as Esfall, Everett, Auto Cult, Avenue 43 stamp and GLM. And so I had a few things. One of the things I wanted to highlight too, which a lot of people don't know about, is the annual books from Autocult. Every year they produce an annual album talking about the cars that they've produced throughout the year and the real car that the model was patterned after. So this is just a fascinating, beautifully done hardcover book. So I wanted to bring a couple because a lot of people have never seen these. Another thing that I wanted to bring, which I was the first dealer in the U.S. to carry Evrot. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. It's a French company. It's extremely high quality resin models, 143rd resin models, and got quite a selection here in the case. They're a little bit more expensive than the typical ones, but the quality is just absolutely superb. And just recently had a couple of exclusive colors made by Stamp Models. They created a 1970 Olds Tornado, and I got two colors that are exclusive to Toy Car Geek, the Aegean Aqua and Ming Jade. So you can only get those from me. And then the biggest surprise is coming in May. We've got uh, two more special models coming out. This is a 1968 Chrysler 300, and it will be available in four colors, two of which are exclusive to Toy Car Geek. We've got the maroon with a white interior and a black with a maroon interior. And so I'm very excited about getting these prototypes from them. I just received them a couple of days ago. And so, like I said, these will be out in May. So just wanted to bring the new stuff out to share with everybody at the show.
Yay! And for those of you at home that weren't able to make it, so we're so glad that we could share a little bit of the magic that happens here. Thank you all for agreeing to be interviewed, and thank you for bringing all sorts of interesting things.
Well, thank you.
We wish you the best.
Thank you.
I am with Tom Dernberger. Tom, can you tell us where you're from?
Well, I hail from Minnesota, and I've been there for lots of years. I'm a Minnesota native.
So do you come in from Minnesota for this show?
I do.
Really?
And I usually come every year twice, once in October when they have the show and once in March.
You are hardcore.
Yes.
That's
yes.
awesome.
So what I brought today, the thing that I could talk about is something that's new this year.
Oh, we'd love to hear about something
So
new.
that's the line of 1954 Lincolns, this Capri hardtop. Now, we had these manufactured in 7 different color combinations.
Wow.
And 2 of which have already sold out.
Wow, that's impressive.
Here you see the brown with the beige. There's a black over red. There's one of my favorites, the yellow, Premier Yellow with the black roof. There's a two-tone green, and then a white over red. In addition to that, we have 3 race cars. In 1954, Lincoln participated in the Mexican road race, and they were quite successful in that they won their division with this car, number 149. Hard to believe, but it was an 8-day race, and this car, another 54 Lincoln, finished only a couple minutes behind the eventual winner.
Wow.
So these two, the white race car we do to specs. If you wanted a particular number, we could build it that way for you. The other one comes standard. And pricing on these retail is $129 for all of these. For those, a little more. The one is $179 and the other $199 because there's a lot more involved in the
Absolutely,
manufacture.
absolutely. Thank you for sharing your prices too, so that those folks who aren't able to make the show, you know what we're looking at, and you're here with us. And Tom is reachable. We'll give you his contact information. So please, if you see something you like,
Give me a
tap him.
holler.
Tap him. Yes,
You
absolutely.
can reach me at dirn44@gmail.com. My phone number
If you'd like to, that'd
is
be great.
952-465-6361.
You know, this is what we're here to do. We're here to promote the hobby. We're here to make people happy. So we want to get that contact information to you. We don't have a favorite dealer here. Well, maybe I do because I'm married to someone, but he's not a dealer. But you know what I mean. We want everybody to enjoy their time here, even the folks at home. Thanks so much for listening. Hope to hear from you. Introducing you to yet another dealer. You may have already met Frank last year on one of our video series, but go ahead and tell us your last name correctly so I don't butcher it.
Okay, well, it's Rasa Bazinski.
I could have said that.
Yes, you could, but if you tried to read it, you wouldn't.
Probably not. You're right on that. Hey, Frank, how are you doing? Are you local guy? Did you drive a long ways to get here? What's the deal with you?
Well, the deal with me is really, I'm not a dealer, but I show up with enough stuff that people think of it that way.
Nice.
I have been downsizing my collection for the last almost 10 years. Matter of fact, first time I started to sell stuff, I was with Jeff Lane, and we just slowly went on. And what I'm doing is I'm taking cars that I think people will like, a variety of price levels, and pricing what I think is fair.
Nice.
So there are some very desirable models in here, rare to get, like his 57 Ford Country sedan, very limited production run, high quality. Western Models Collector Edition Fords, Western Model Collector Edition beautiful top-up Buick 59 Invicta hardtop. We've got some oldies but goodies. We got a Edsel from Small Wheels. We've got a Conquest Madison 57 Chrysler. We've got this Conquest 54 Pontiac, which happens to be the colors of the very first car I ever put a model pasted on my wall when I was a kid. And then a variety of other things, a pace car, station wagon, hard to get collector cars or specialty cars like this VF Revolution. And like I said, I price the cars to get a fair price, and anybody who buys from me, I think it's a bargain.
Awesome.
And one thing is, I think, and you have to do that, and you have to be fair with people and straight. If you've got a model, like last year, it started to fall apart on me. You tell people, here are my mechanic specials. It's my bargain lot. A sprung photo etch trim, a missing hood ornament, or here's a car I just don't like anymore. You know,
You know
things
what,
like
Frank?
that.
I think that every collector has a car that has some damage.
Oh yeah.
I think that is just part of the hobby. It happens. And I was telling this story to someone the other day that when John, my husband, had me hold his model in my hand, I broke it. It happens.
It happens.
You have to learn how to take care of things, but then accidents happen also.
It's good to take your cars out and box them over a mat or a towel or something. And even then, if a wheel rolls off, you cannot believe how far these wheels will go. And so, but
this is what I love, the voice of experience. You've been doing these so many years. I mean, that's something the newbie would need to hear. These are lessons learned.
Yeah, I started out buying Road Champs models from my train set back in 1998. and then slowly built up and got into it. I needed a hobby, fortunately, for diversion, and this is one. And also, you meet some really good friends in here.
Yes.
I mean, everybody around here, they're good people to talk with. You're glad to see them. You wish you could see them more often.
Yes.
So it filled a void that when you retire, especially if you had this established, it's one to get into. Like, well, why am I selling? Well, I'm 78 going on 79. I've got a lot of models that I still like, but at the same time, I want to make it easier for my family so they don't have to deal with this stuff.
Right.
So, it's overall still a positive because I'm selling it to people that I know like the stuff. And actually, I send a picture out a week before the show to show people what I'm going to be bringing. And I actually make pre-sales because they're repeat when they know I'm
So it'd
downsizing.
actually be great to be able to get on your mailing list.
Now, all it is, if you're on so many different guys' mailing lists, I just copy and paste.
There you go.
And speaking of email, I am at FMR1031 at AOL.com. FMR1031 at AOL.com.
Excellent.
Like
Yay. There you go. So if you've gotten an email from Frank and you wondered, how did I get on that list? It's because he's smart.
Oh, and put it that far, it's because somebody in the hobby contacted them, and I figured, hey, here's a possible.
There you go. There you go. I like what you said about the fellowship and the camaraderie and the friendships. That is something, if you're sitting watching at home, I'm sorry that you don't get to have that touchy-feely experience. But we're going to give you a hug just so you feel like you've been loved too.
Oh, this is my bonus.
Thank you all for listening. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Harvey Goranson from Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
Yay!
Yay!
Can we call you Harv?
Harv.
Do you like that better than Harvey?
I go by either.
Ah, very good. Depends on if you're signing something legal or not, right?
Yes, but don't call me Carl Spackler. That's a Caddyshack reference.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm looking around for the reference. I thought maybe it was a model car industry thing. That's funny. Good deal. Okay, so tell us today why you're here, what you've got, and what is in front of us.
Well, I have a variety of everything from resin to white metal to cheap die casts, just because I collect whatever interests me. So
I like that.
And then every now and then I've got to comb through the collection and decide if I want to keep that item or another item in it. So I come up to shows like this. Well, I only come to this show, but to see if I can sell a few and replace them with some others.
See, I think that's a really good way to do things. You sell and you buy. You
Right.
sell and you buy kind of thing.
Or upgrade.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, I bought one from John to upgrade this one because this one was missing some mirrors, and his had the mirrors, and I like that model, but I don't want to. I'd like to have the one that's complete. So
We were talking to Frank a little bit earlier about how every model at some point, you don't mean to, but there can be accidents. There can be things that break off. So there's a way to replace it or to upgrade.
Yeah, I've got one at home. I need a die cast that I need to repair, but it's a Cadillac XLR that had a working folding top. And to fix it, I need to get a screwdriver that is like microscopic Phillips head screwdriver. So I've got to get a hold of one of those before I can hope to repair that other one.
Working top.
Yes.
That would have been fascinating to see.
And this is the Cadillac that was based on the Corvette. And so it has a trunk that lifts up, the top folds into the trunk, and the trunk closes back.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Beautiful model, and what I did was I broke the parcel shelf piece off of the top, and I need to get it back on. There's no way to get to it without major work.
Oh, golly. And that's a heartbreak.
Yeah, it'll just be a couple of spots of glue, but
We were just talking with Greg a moment ago too, and I kind of teased him about working around glue. That is just something that goes with a hobby.
Yeah.
So the folks that are watching this today, some of them are newbies, some of them have been in the hobby forever and a day. So these shouldn't take the folks that have been around a while by surprise. That glue is in your back pocket, literally, you know, for this kind of adventure.
And there are a variety of glues that you need to use to put a part back on, because some of them are super glue is the way to go, but super glue tends to fog any paint or clear part around it. So a lot of times I just use Elmer's.
Huh.
You know.
Very good. I think that's industry standard.
Well, for Brooklyn's sometimes come with parts to attach, and they recommend a white glue like Elmer's.
Yes,
so that
antennas and such.
Well,
whatever.
it's water soluble, so if you ever need to put it back in the box, you can remove the part easily with a drop of water.
I did not know that. That's great.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Harv, what's special out here in front of you? What's your favorite piece? What would you like to see go home with somebody?
If I had a favorite, it wouldn't be out here.
That's right.
But like this rolls in the red and or in the black and yellow color is pretty interesting, and it's I've had a few people ask about it, but no sales yet. But
we've talked about how everybody wants something that's a little different.
Yeah.
So yes, I think there's a collector for every piece. Yes, absolutely. So you do have quite a collection. Looks like you have some war pieces over here. What's this little Corvette?
That's a promo of the Corvette Silver Anniversary car from 1978. So
you have quite a variety there.
It's not quite 143rd, it's 125th. So I decided I'd let it go out of the collection because I'm trying to concentrate on this scale.
Ah, very good, very good. Very nice. So where did you come in from?
Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
And how long of a ride is that to go back home?
550 miles. Which I will do tomorrow.
We have some faithful travelers, though, don't we?
Yeah.
Folks that come in. How many years have you been coming to the shows?
I'd say a dozen.
Wow. Awesome.
2011, 2012, somewhere in there.
Very good, very good. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Yay. And your faithful traveling companion, Debbie, darn it, she's so much fun.
She's resting right now, but she'll be at dinner tonight.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing her. And we look forward to seeing you guys maybe next year at the show. Thanks for visiting. Bye.
Bye.
Here at the 143rd and Automobilia Show, which is put on in its entirety by this man beside me. This is Jeff Lane. Jeff, who are you with today? Tell us who's in the background.
I'm with my mom and my aunt, who's outside. They've been working the door, giving me a big hand.
Hey, how many years have you been doing this show?
6.
Wow, and it just keeps getting bigger and better as I see.
Yeah, we hope. So you agree. So what do you think after 6 years?
Well, I've only been here for maybe 3 of the years, but I have seen it grow exponentially. And we're excited because that means the hobby is growing. That means the dealers are happy. And we're really happy to be able to reach into your home through your phone, through your computer, and give you eyes on what we see when we come out of our little homes. Anyway, Jeff, you've got some cool stuff going on. I'm going to step away. I want you to tell them what you have for us today. And
okay, you got it. You got it. Thank you, Kelly. I'm glad you're here.
I'll step back in a minute, but tell us about this.
Okay, so Randy, we've got Jeff Thomas's 59 Cadillac Fleetwoods, the 60 specials. That's MC202. We've all been waiting for these for about 10 years, but he was gracious enough to release them for the show model this year. And they were released in 4 colors: sand over white, solid black, argyle blue, and Dover white over Seminole red. I also have my 47 Hearst prototype here, which was an old Motor City casting that I had built once I started doing my own line. So I don't have a lot of those built right now. They're on back order. They're actually sold out for what I have built. But if you'd like something, you can always reach me. I'm happy to build one for you or do something custom. Those who know me in the hobby know that I'm a huge Motor City fan. And if you look at my table here, everything I have is Motor City. These are all fine works of art. And if you're into the hobby and you're passionate about your collection, you'll know what Motor City is. I've been lucky enough in starting my own line to work with some of the best folks in the industry. Pete Kenna, Mikhail Bashmashnikov, Marshall Buck. They've all been very helpful in helping me develop my career in my line. It's a real passion for me, and it certainly helped me in some of the darkest times of my life. It gave me a ray of hope when I didn't have much hope for anything. So the show is something I've been planning for a long time. I'm glad we're here after 6 years. It's a labor of love, and everybody here is a friend. Right? I'm just the latest steward in carrying on a tradition. Buzz carried it on a few years ago. Before him, the originator was Don Anderson. He did a great job. And that's when the 143rd show was in its heyday. People used to come to Chicago to do business. And unfortunately, the internet changed all that. So
no, we're going to say fortunately it changed it because you get to be here with us in your own little way.
yes,
If
yeah,
you see
good point.
something that Jeff has and you would like to buy it, we're going to give you the information how you can contact him. And if you want to come to the show or be on his mailing list,
Yeah,
I think
you can reach me at secondcitymotors@gmail.com. Or if you're interested in exhibiting at the show in the future, you can reach me at 143rdshow@gmail.com.
excellent.
Thank
And
you,
you guys,
Kelly.
oh, you betcha. And you guys run the show. It's St. Patty's Day weekend.
Yes,
every year.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
mark your calendars for next year, either to attend or to be an exhibit.
Exhibitor, right?
Yes,
an
absolutely.
attendee. We hope to see you. Please don't hesitate. Call any one of us. We're all part of the same team, and we look forward to seeing you next year, hopefully.
Yay!
Thank
Ditto.
you.
Bye. And I've got with me Greg Gunn here to introduce to you. Greg, will you tell us where you're from and what brought you to the show?
I'm from a little town called Swanton, Ohio, and I used to do the 43rd show a long time ago, and so I always enjoy coming here for the fellowship, and of course selling things too. But the fellowship's important.
You know what's wild is that's what someone else just said, and that's another conversation we heard on the other side of the room that we didn't film earlier. It really is a good time of friendship, meeting new people, but finding that you have bonds with one another.
Sure,
and it
sure.
strengthens each year that you do come. Sorry to step right in there. You were going to tell us some more cool stuff about yourself.
Well, I used to make a living as an artist, and I grew up in the automotive industry with my father. And I look at the automobile as art, and particularly this scale in itself, to me, is very collectible, and people treat them more like jewelry than toys. And so I enjoy handling them and helping people find what they were looking for. There's a lot of emotion attached to the automobile, I found, from growing up around the auto industry, and a lot of great memories. And I think it's in the blood of people that love cars. So there's many different aspects of collecting. I pretty much will handle just about anything, but there's certain things that are special, and so that's pretty much where I'm at. I just enjoy the artistic design end of it.
Let me tell you something you don't realize. We were actually talking about you just a couple booths away and talking about how you have such an artistic ability to retouch and to move in on cars. there's a little tiny workspace over here. When we approached Greg to film him, he was in the middle of doing some repairs. So you have a real gift for being able to touch these things and make magic happen. I don't know if you're aware
Well,
of that. If
believe
you've
it or
ever heard
not,
it.
I started having an interest in this because of a friend that made dioramas, and he would put the dioramas in libraries and museums, and he asked me if I'd be willing to build cars for him
Wow.
for his displays, and they had to be specific colors to fit the scene that he was doing, and that's actually how I started. So once again, it started with an artistic interest in mind.
I love that we get to hear the details. I love that we get to hear the inside information that, you know, as you're tooling about just looking at cars to buy something you might not hear, but stopping and talking to your dealer, finding out their history, finding out what moves them, what motivates them, where their talents lie. You get to know each other, and that's where you get to that fellowship point, you know?
So getting back to the dioramas, I had to take things apart, and sometimes it was very difficult, and sometimes things would break, so I'd have to fix them. So then I had people coming to me wanting me to make models for like the Buick Nationals and things like that, and I'd have a deadline. So then I got into like a assembly line type of work, which got really difficult. It's very takes a lot out of you to do a lot of fine detail work, but I got used to it, and so now I've been doing this a very long time, and I'm kind of winding down. I'm not taking on work like I used to because it just doesn't pay anymore like it used to. But I still enjoy fixing things up for people. It's important to me to rescue things that normally people would say it's not worth anything because this is broken or can't get a part for it. I enjoy rescuing things for people. So
nice.
But to me, it's the passion of the automobile that leads people into interest of things like this. They have a lot of memories. I used to have a store, and I remember guys coming in and crying, you know, looking at a car, remembering their father. You know, stories like that. And I'd say, oh, it's okay. You can cry in here. It's fine. Because I have memories like that too. So it's important. You know, it's a part of our history. And I hate to see it go, but maybe eventually it will, the interest in the automobile. But I love the smell of fuel, and that, you know, I'll never get away from that.
Weren't you just working with glue when we approached you?
Yeah.
You got something going on there, don't you?
Yeah, it's got my thinking going a little bit too deep maybe, but
no, it's awesome. Thank you for opening yourself up and revealing some parts that I certainly didn't know, and I'm sure they didn't know as well. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. And
awesome.
You know, I used to work on jets, real jets.
Oh wow. Huh.
And there you're watched. Everything you do, everything has got to be documented, and it fit right into what I was doing. So I still enjoy it as it's relaxing to me to work on things. And I enjoy the passion like of these models here.
I was just
that
caught my eye. I had to do a second look. Those are really
the man
neat.
that owned this company was passionate about Auburn's Cords and Duesenbergs.
Oh wow.
And a lot of his things were in the museum there in Auburn, Indiana.
It's a great museum, by the way.
Yes, yes, very much so. And he was a very eccentric man. Too bad you couldn't have interviewed somebody like that.
No.
Very interesting.
Neat, neat.
But I enjoy all aspects of the automobile, whether it be an import or American cars from the 50s. I like it all. So.
What a great way to end an interview. That was awesome. Thank you, Greg.
Okay, you're welcome.
Appreciate it. We have been interviewing each of the dealers and finding out what they have that they're showing special today. John, I'm going to turn it over to you, and if we happen to get business and you want to talk with them, I'll chat with the camera again.
Well,
but tell us what you got here.
Thank you, Kelly. We got our Brooklyn booth set up here. Brooklyn's kind of gone all out this year. They sent us a ton of really interesting stuff. We got free stuff. We got T-shirts in 2 different colors, 3 different sizes. We got hats. We got little pins, Z28 pins that are going to come with a new Camaro, and we got a mock-up of the new Camaro right here. Now, this is almost ready for distribution. This is an early production version of it, so a little rough around the edge if you get a good idea what the Camaro looks like. And we even got a little QR code if you want to order one. So there are multicolored cards here. Those are the different colors that Camaro is going to come in. They're making 50 of each. They're just about sold out. I know they got 1 or 2 yellow ones left. We also have the giveaway for our new Facebook page, the Brooklyn SMTS Collective page. This has been donated by Joe Nahas, a dealer that we know and trust. And there's a little QR code if you want to join the page. You can participate there, be eligible for the giveaway. We also have a favorite project of Darren Mold. He's been working on this hot rod right here. Now, this is an unusual model for Brooklyn. It's got engine detail, chassis detail. This is not the color it's going to be in. Those are not the wheels that it's going to be in, but that's what it's going to look like, and we're lobbying a little bit. I am personally for iridescent orange as a color. We've got books. We've got the History of Brooklyn Models by Gianluigi Cappi. We've got volume 2 of the updates. We've got free literature, and we have an example of the BCC club model. So we got a ton of stuff here, Kelly, and we're excited to be at the weekend. This is Chicago Shenanigans, and we've been having a great time.
Thanks for being with us.
Hey, on Sunday in the 143rd booth, we had some GLM prototypes. Those are always a main attraction. So this year, they went all out. We had 2 1/18th 1976 Cadillacs going to come in 3 colors. You can see the 2 colors we had there. We had in 143rd, we had the 1964 Lincoln convertible in 3 different colors. Beautiful model. We also had the 1967 Chrysler 300, which will come in 5 colors, 2 of which are exclusive to Dave Gilbert over at Toy Car Geek. So we had a full booth. We had a lot of help. We had a really good time spending the entire weekend together, immersed in car museums, the car shows, looking at models. I'll give you a picture of all the folks that helped. Look at their names, and we give special thanks to Randy Schultz for being our cameraman. So these are the folks that worked so hard to help us. Julie Morrison, Skip Johnson, Rob Morrison, Kelly Kavakis, me, of course, John Stiles, Carl Snell, Tom Kinney, and Randy Schultz. What a great time we had. What a great group of people. These folks work really hard to make the weekend special for everybody that comes to it. And it's just an honor to be able to work beside them. And again, major kudos to Randy Schultz for being our intrepid cameraman. Randy works hard on this. He's a great photographer. He takes fantastic pictures, and he has our deep appreciation. So that's a wrap. It was a great show. We had a great time. Thanks for sticking with the video if you're here at the end. We're going to do this again next year. Keep your eyes open for the announcements. We may have something in the fall as well. And if we do, it'll be right here. We'll make the announcements. It'll be on social media as well. Hope to see you. If we don't see you there, we'll see you online. Thanks for watching the video. Give me a like in the right-hand corner. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. We'll be back again soon.